Hello and welcome everyone. This is Dr. Jimmy Flores with Jimbach Academy. Now, I'd like to share with you how to submit your PMP application. In fact, how to submit your any application to PMI. But let's talk about PMP, the Project Management Professional. First thing you do is you go to pmi.org, projectmanagementinstitute.org. Once you go there, you register for an account. You need to let PMI know who you are. Okay, then you're going to select the PMP examination. Now, by the way, I'm giving you an overview of how to do this. If you really want to know everything, you download the PMP handbook. But this video is just to give you an idea, okay? Because some of you ask me questions like, hey, what's the first step? Hey, what do I need to do? Hey, how many hours? So I'm going to provide this video to help with that aspect of it, okay? So you create the account, right? You set up with the account, you select the PMP, you enter your information, your name, your address, and your occupation, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, just regular stuff. Doesn't take very long. Then the other thing is you have to record 35 hours of formal project management education. 35 hours. Maybe you took a PMP training course, or you're taking one through our organization, Jimbach Academy. So you're going to get the 35 hours. Not hard to do. In fact, you can even record, like I took a course in college called Project Management something. I forget what it was. But I submitted that. And the good thing about project management education is that the hours do not expire. So I keep using that course over and over because I've taken 5 of the exams. So it really is not hard to get. I mean, it's 35 hours. You're going to get those hours. The other thing you have to do is submit your project management work experience. So for the PMP, if you have a 4-year degree, and it doesn't matter what the degree is in, whether it's marketing or social work, it doesn't matter, you now need to document 4,500 hours of leading and managing projects. So if you have a 4-year degree, 4,500 hours. If you do not have a 4-year degree, you have an associate's, or you don't even have a degree, and that's okay if you don't have it. I have many students who don't have that. Then you have to document 7,500 hours. 7,500 hours. Before I go on too long here, the Department of Labor says we work about 2,080 hours per year. So it's not a lot. Okay, so if you're working on projects in 2.5 years, you've hit the 4,500 hours. So don't think about that as being insurmountable. So you've got the 35 hours of formal project management education. You got the 45 or the 75, depending on where you are with your education. By the way, if you have a master's or a doctorate, it doesn't matter. You still need minimum 4,500 hours. You have to show that work experience span at least 3 months, at least 3 years. 3 years. Let me make my correction there. At least 3 years, 36 months. 36 months, you have to show that you were working on projects. Okay, so it can't be like, oh, I did all my project management experience in 12 months. No, PMI wants to show longer time because that shows that you have experience. This exam is testing you also on your experience. Now, the hours that you submit, well, maybe you were working on project X, like a data migration project, and it took you and your organization 8 months to do it. So you document those 8 months. What was your role? Were you a project lead, project manager, consultant, customer, sponsor, whatever? I mean, there are different options there, and there's even an other. Pick the one that is most applicable to you. Be very specific about that. You're going to be asked to describe the project. Now, with describing the project, you only get 500 characters. Now, I just said characters. I didn't say words. I didn't say letters. I said characters. So it's like 3 or 4 sentences. So you have to be very high level. One big tip that I give all my students is to make sure to use the PMBOK. So when you're writing your description, make sure that the content is relatable to the PMBOK. So if you worked in quality, you're going to use words like quality assurance, quality control, those kinds of words that are in the PMBOK. All you're doing is using their terminology because that's what they're looking for, is that you were applying the concepts that are part of the project management body of knowledge. So be very careful with when you're writing your description. You don't have a lot of words to write there. So you just need to tally 4,500 hours and 7,500 hours. Know that you could be audited. So if you're audited, let the people know. Maybe you have a project manager who you said, hey, I submitted the project the other day for that construction project or fundraising project or whatever it was, and I might get audited. That's no big deal. I mean, very few of the applications get audited, less than 10%. So that person just will have to sign off on it. But just let them know. And if you might have worked for a company like I did where they're not going to verify that. So you might have to go to PMI and let them know that you can't get the verification. You can deal with that at some point in time. But remember that very few of the apps get audited. One of the audits that I saw from a student here recently was that he said he went to X university, and so they just said, hey, can you verify you went to X university? So a diploma or a transcript will do. So again, you have to submit the application, verify the number of hours, verify the educational hours, then you submit it. Once you submit it now, within 5 days, 5 working days, you're going to get a response from PMI saying, hey, you said you submitted this application. Congratulations. And I tell people, congratulations for what? Now I have to pay for it. Now I have to pay, and then I also have to go study, so I don't get the congratulations part. At that point, when you pay, you now can get audited. PMI is going to wait till you pay because they're not going to hire an auditor if you haven't paid. They want you to be serious. Now, they're more than likely you're not going to get audited. But if you do, no big deal. You get audited. So you submit the information, you're back in action within 2 or 3 days after you submit the verification. But if not, you're going to get an email from PMI say pay. When you pay, you're also going to get an authorization code, which means that you can now go to the Prometric station. It's a Prometric link. It's a website, and you're going to select your test by going there. They're going to give you that authorization code. You put the code in there, and now that ties up or aligns with your exam. You pick your exam date and time, and you're good to go. It's time to study. I mean, you're ready to go. Now it's just a matter of getting your study time in. I say no more than 30 days. If you go to any of our training sessions, you really need to be sitting for the exam within 30 days of going through the session. So we don't want you to waste too much time because there's a lot of knowledge that's shared, and we want you to be prepared to go out and do well. Okay? Now, that's a lot of content, but that's an overview. And you still have the PMP handbook. If you want to take a look at that, you can reach out to us. Remember, we offer these training sessions, including live training sessions. We offer PMP coaching one-on-one, group intensive sessions online. So many different formats to help you do well. If you have anything else that I can help you with or anything else that my team can help you with, make sure you reach out to us. All right, good luck with the PMP. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.